Ato. Ahaya Peace 104.3 FM. Okay, 101.7 NEAT 100.9. Yawa Ship House for Abeka Junction Accra. Hello 101.5 Wedum Kumasi. Abuzafo yamamu nyina ha. Ebredu sen sama yabwa no ewe maimu yede somo say Peace FM prem tobre kasiye. A free Peace FM no. And I'm radio stations bro ha edunum so Ghana ne amonone. A live for hot digital radio so ewo London Unity Radio ewo Worcester Massachusetts. Kaseboi ewo Peace 104.3 FM and a Peace FM online ewo Facebook, YouTube and so despite media. And somewhat ye de bremo wie no ebini.
Openia wano na wada Pentecost asafuna no ana kanibi Professor Opoku onyina de atoma nyofo anim se kasa edi ho yebebo mem yebeto abe omohwe so mbeja aka. Enzamfu from Nuguta president a wada wona no edi atudwa se nukwenie obo MPP amanyoko na baso e won hwehwe a omde agu omo manifesto krata omizo mbehwe so abu omen aman.
Yeah, me have business community there. That's any issues our car ever your taxes anyhow on be reform tax system no. And no yampa.
Yeah, Professor Godfred Boppen. Ono so enewie yenini bedin komo after afa amnesty policy MPP amanyoko nam Dr. Baomia so edi atu yanimu no. Yakon semfufuro mu a MPP ni NDC mpanifo nso yebere se mrebabam ni edema nkomo afa enra manifesto no eho a yakoya ni mbiem a papa edi amafo dim ni mpa ya kirabosom ozi se Ghana fo ma tumi so ma mampani a se mampani ne power IGP epa electoral commission epa chief justice no ono wo ba obetwem
Ajaje for Embassador, one more Tabadomium Penina, obey the Penny, police for IGP, one more Commissar, one more Manipa, obey your name.
Yabako about 1 person would was so. Nane oyediani echere achance eye kura ehye osajo fo amuatu for penny de oche ase ewo appointment constituency watch.
And Sembi can we no money de somo say Peace FM from Tobrekase. Ya de asedama MTN what the 4G plus aba. Eba internet no fastest connectivity or choose table net no. MTN see we day for you everywhere you go. Susie Aba Center for the CB men capsules na ba. Ebra obema ojunso sam ho aba sam ojunso emaye bi kema na mu hyehyew. De beboa eye CB men capsules. CB women enso. Obakwa afichire no oti yawe nkabone wona hemfia onumbia ekọ ye de sibi sopia pedicure siesie na ho na ye hyirin e wo pharmacy ne chemical stores 0247 111671 ana 0246 578750 ya wo this way chocolate drink cocoa so mfaso kan ewiade ohia ka ho a eni suhye Enyumada Roma ena kaseboyi ba. Akenkan fo a moti yenken eyeming. Nana ya konedu menem.
Ode shekonkro nana ho fedua achenkwa nana menum bremu. Wodi ayenkan kwame yeboa. Ensam no nkyiremu enie. Mampani abedi akire wo ma wemu ye Dr. Laji Mahmoud Baumia. Mprempre nso de wonu otu frankade ama MPP amanyuko no na ni brabre nya se Ghana fo nya no mugidie ne nsempa wo ka no amanfo nso mse kwan na da achi bi eni achi boso December nda to sonson yanto abama no na onfiri mampani abedi akire ama mampani pemu ne mpanifo za sabe mpedua se wiase se de osi kira wunsem na gidi amanfo ma ekosoro anase ebafom anu nti Dr. Laji Mahmoud Baumia se Ojide mapasa osuma wode asom Ghana fo ne ewiase nyina anim no na nyansa ne nimde Yakopon de dom no sabe wanfa nka me Ghana fo nti emprempren ye po bi o wa kukudro wo ni daso no woni so ade wo betima boa no man yetime di ye every baby e gina edu baby pese yakwa ene wo sre Ghana fo ambrasiem se munya ne mugidie na monto aba no emfema no adenjina mampani abedeche ekasa oso owode obetimi ye kasa obi gine wudi awo man no wodo owayem hyehye ma oman no a obetimi da bibia enipa oni o matia gina a oni o mo pritumi no obetimi gina simpe so aka ne pan se omomu bia ni ho a se ye kasa de Ghana hye ne nsa se do betoto nyoma no emu bi eben no yentie Dr. Laji Mahmood Baumia.
Ex-leader, I am a problem-solving leader. In 7 years, I have, with the blessings of President Nana Akufo-Addo, led and championed initiatives to address some of the fundamental problems in the public service delivery area. I possess the integrity you require in your next president. I believe that the Almighty has blessed me with a fortitude of character to ensure the implementation of bold solutions for our future. Track record of public service and in international development is public knowledge. My entire career, from academia through to the Bank of Ghana, the African Development Bank, and my current role as Vice President, has been anchored on competence, diligence, and efficient and effective management skills that have contributed to my ability to see projects through to completion.
Eni amutiye ya mampani abedeche Alhaji Dr. Mahmood Baumia na osai tu frankama MPP. Enu ache no osade tu dwa enu a ewo takrade se onu ogidi pa se bebia Ghana bobra kwakodui ya po obi odi ebetimi afa kwantempo wodo so se edi mfiridwuma eba Ghana ya nam abafo so eden sakra ya ni mpunto ni yedie abasum oman Ghana ene ono Dr. Laji Mahmood Baumia sai so no waye bi amamanfo nyina hu osidi entia oguso esra Ghana fo no ochie ni nsem ni se opani oni ne be pritu mini hu kane mampani John Dramani Mahama ozo mampani dada John Dramani Mahama enyaza konwa oni Baumia be pri hu onya bi eni de wadi bi pen se no obi bi anko betima ye soronku bi akamra ema ne tumi no koye kire Ghana fo ejanse wantumi anyana ne modern bonso anso ani nti ana Ghana fo kwato abetia no wodwenwa wonte asese chinchine twa papa ise akonwa wadi bi pen no wantumi anya de Ghana fo pe no akwatena kire afedi wose chinchine twan yensa amane mra oso wosra Ghana fo de omampani dada John Mahama eyen trick ena se trick ben ana se trick o muni se me ba me amigina manimu se amunya me mugidie to abane mame na me di nkunima enfie 9 tem no mesa abamanim abesem nsam ntuma me biem na eno no me modem bona mu begina so ade ato ma me biem anamo de ato atia me no mampenda da Mahama de wadi enfie na ba ko amfa antentam ojamudum so na ba wo ben no wo ba biem a yentunu so ba biem tene wo so mu se graw no so wo mia yen mu bekama na mu so nyina bete say na ba me aka nasem.
The man who has the vision and the commitment to prepare Ghana for the fourth industrial revolution, the digital revolution, then it is Dr. Baumia. We are looking for the man who is more committed to protecting and using the natural resources for the benefit of Ghanaians, then the answer is Dr. Baumia, who will be more accountable to Ghanaians. A one-term president like my opponent, or a person who can look to a long-term development of Ghana, because he will return to you after 4 years to render an account for the long term. It is Dr. Baumia.
Neso mampani dada John Mahama do so on de oba o mayen tunu so ababiem na manfo ka say Baumia na natural resource ya wo kan galamse ajiga na fasui o men se wo kan bi o na ma mpania be de akire o ntime boss ofo si enya galamse ye afeyan fa ma nko a na no boss kura mo ntime ase onko na be de enu amanfo bi aje nkire enu amote ne de Dr. Laji Mahmood Baumia
na omampani na nado danko akufodo e de atodwa se obi a wone no san na obetimi akase obetimi aye adwuma na woni mu arehyimu ya Dr. Mahmood Baumia MPP manifesto no odan no adie no ase e na oche se enfie bedun siani one krachide san ye no wone ni nya asem da.
I don't think there's anybody in this country better placed to testify about the capacity of our presidential ticket than me, Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo. I am the best placed person to give the testimony, and clearly also the best place to appeal to the people of Ghana to give the stewardship of this country for the next 8 years to Dr. Baumia and his running mate, Napun. 16 years ago, the Mamadou Baumia and I first met and decided to join our lives together. I can say that there's not one day that I've regretted joining my life to his and his to me. As well as in government, he has been a model of loyalty, of honesty, of dedication, and of patriotism. This is a man who lives and breathes Ghana. Ever commitments is made before you and before the people of Ghana. I can put my hand on my heart and say he will deliver on each one of those commitments.
Enwachi omampeni na nado say Dr. Baumia dame bia ometwa Ghana for mpoa.
He's a man who has respect for the people of Ghana. This is not somebody who's going to say to the Ghanaian people when his policies have failed that I am not a magician. That is not the language of Mamadou Baumia. That is not the sort of person that he is. We have here a man who is respectful, who work night and day to make sure that our country continues on the upward trajectory. You have, in the business that we have chosen, some who blow with the wind. They say one thing today and they'll say another thing tomorrow because they believe that we have short memories. We don't remember their record. We remember their record. The record of failure. There have been 5 presidents in Ghana. One unfortunately died in harness. But the other 4 that are left, and I'm saying this because I know there are going to be a lot of first-time voters, people who perhaps don't remember our recent history very well.
Fei wakache MPP for say when you door to door.
From the electoral area, through the constituency, through the regions, to the national level, to make an extra effort to go out and sell this golden ticket to every nook and cranny of our country, to make sure that when the results are declared, hopefully on the 8th of December, we will hear the sweet news. The 6th president of the 4th Republic, Mahamadou Baumia, has won a clear victory. And as I told you, when I hear that noise and I go to Blackstone Square on the 7th of January, then I'm off to Chibi. And I'm expecting to see some of you there in my retirement. Thank you and may God bless you all.
Onipa yetene kasa eye omampeni na adodankwa Akufo-Addo. Apia dankwa Rock FM amanebo eni.
Yetwa Akan kase bonu so no pani awoye otitrani ema MPP amanyuko Ora Steven Ayensu intim ade atodwa se ampa Ghana kwa wenhia mu papa emfie na edikan ya di to me share na Danko Akufo-Addo ene ba omiansa no na nwoma akoso saafi ni mampo na odi free education ba ma chese Ghana eye de nenso ya nto anka ankosoro anso ena briche kase bo wiase eluprentu shape ntu ene wiase nyina ta di COVID-19 yase yade bia ba sa yade kwa na awurade Nyankopɔn e ma se dwon eto nananum wonsie do opani fo akra nyame fo akra nsie ajeza kwa yara wuzampa ewiase ta din na enu akine ye otiane aso Vladimir Putin enso aka no ato ahye Ukraine fo so wonu om to say o me yatim de ebedi bi afram no ne indi atokwa ye bedie ayi esama ye bedie ni nyina fi Ukraine Russia ho na eba afina aduane ho eden na akese yata edin nanso Steven Timi say kukuwi ase ayekọ mu nyina achi no Onyankopɔn domara kwa sa ha ne amane na ano abrase ya fine ta fedi Ghana atiasiti mpom ane speed ayebekọ no eche kuri yentie dia Steven Ayensu Intimo titani ma MPP editudwa efensem we ho e wotakrade.
As we look back on the pivotal moment of the 2016 elections, it becomes clear that our nation was at a crucial crossroads at the time you took over. After the past 8 years, under the visionary leadership of the president, Ghana has risen from the brink of despair. We are on the right path from where I sit towards economic prosperity. Our achievements are many. However, as we all know, the journey has not been without any challenges. But under the competent leadership of Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, we navigated the turbulent times with determination, and all indications show that we are on the right path.
Na wowie no ena lawyer Justin Kodua from Pomofren JFK. Abrantie yi ena MPP abakwasem de yeni mada se obi ye mujamu na obedi amanyuko no twetwerofo a na se dambotwe wonya se no wonya vi no obu mvi aduanan. Abrantie wonyi bebre na nso MPP fo anya gidie di amanyuko kakrakai ahye ne nsa. Eno no kasa eno atadi eno kasa fellow shi rado for tie the entire manifesto ye ne ntem ne say NDC for koyi mahama enye ne wo mu yi mahama anse ye be yi ba omea wo mu twen se ye de ne beba no ma ma copy eti ma twen asa mo pa NDC de ahwemu no yen ya wie anche o mu de ne beba sanse no mo twen se ye be no ma omanya buku no no ma hwemu se ankofon de fa yenso enfemfa lawyer Justin Kodua Frempong.
After successfully making history and proving doubters wrong by electing a northerner and a Muslim presidential candidate, we are again, as a political party, setting the pace by being the first to launch her manifesto for the 2024 election. I am not surprised at all, because even in exams, students who don't prepare always want the good one to start so they can copy them. So I will not be surprised that people will be copying our manifesto, because they are waiting for us, the good ones, to start. I trust Dr. Bawumia, and I know that he will be a great president for us.
We Justin Kodua Frempong ono enamote nka ewo enra taadi.
Na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia nsɛm ɔde to dwa bi ne sɛ ɔbɛboa ama nkrankran fam nnwuma atimi agina wɔn nanso nti wɔne mfiri dwuma bɛdi kaso bom de ɔka yini.
The manifesto lays out a clear path of how we plan to solve these major problems, among others. That is why my government will make business and jobs our number one priority. True to our philosophy, I believe the private sector has the capacity to provide jobs and create wealth for society. My administration will therefore incentivize and empower the private sector to do more in complementing government in the provision and management of many infrastructures and other public services. This can reduce government expenditure, increase efficiency,
and accountability, create competition, and improve maintenance.
Onipo kasa ye Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia na guta peni wone Dr. Joseph Obenso kyerese so amutie manifesto no mu asem a ene guta anhyehyɛ ye kɔ enti omu kura mu twitwi
no Akan say opese oma businesses no etumpon the businesses no tumpa and the job creation weba nti ya de me akoye business community de na say me issues our can efa your taxes anyhow on be reform tax system no no ne hia yempa yedi kan o ye say obema ye tax NSC na say eniema bi a ankoye in the past ewo your tax tuan mu no ni na no obobo agu no de ache ni ya start fofo no yapa basa ubia no ebe sorry no aye writing
Fei V8 ahunsen sama na nuti guta ne Ghana Revenue Authority chino okasa safe ahun
the biaya ne ka V8 insise no say the city na ma yentimi comply or V8 no eno na ya na ma wentry ba ebeto ye ne GR reform term and also obe reform no na wa mana ye flat rated and duty in some the biaya kaka say ema ye nyuma no entumpon ema ye niema no so enyefo na ema niema bo ye din ewo krom no and also the flat rate for all importers so also ekobasa na say ye ho behin han kakra umbe na ye simple na aye affordable na aboyen and you living so waka watem say obi ye free
SME bank dia waka yen so guta kasa safe ahun
yen kra kese ba ko establishment of SME bank no on say emrebi ye be ka say ye be say ye traders bank ni na no frustration ya na yenya ewo access to credit no eno nti na ka adwadifo ye ne person ye pekwa bi na ke bi traders bank no nti say obi SME bank na say aba be solve sa problem no na o ma sa ye nhyehyɛ so a om de be ma ema adwadifo no so sika na wo mo so etimi dia yo munyuma nti social media na say because most of these points no ye 20-point agenda bia na ye ne political parties no ye share omo ye catch omo fa say emu fa dodo na no omo ya share omo manifesto no ma so omo implement ya ebebo ye na solve problems no
Dr. Joseph Oben guta titani wone maame biama kwafo ne kasa yo Ghana montie so Nit FM anopay
yansa anko MPP manifesto ne de penfose ejabo for ne nam ho apaso Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia campaign ya mo launch ni manifesto mde kwatu udwai emu nkoma ene yedie enti news team no ayo madwen se omema ye akenkanfo no abusam nsam ade amom ti Dr. Bawumia campaign team no opani a woye kwankyerefo ohwe de ubo ne nkrato so Dennis Miracles Abuaje nange bomodian se DMA na najes kapa mafeno egobatu dinzie Dennis Miracles Abuaje sa ewen kwanya miracle kakrai na NPP manifesto ya woka se oba Ghana yabebre se wosika se bobe se be kofom e levy oso obeyi de free ho betting tax yombo amadwuman obeyi to ne de free so ene ayimanya okuma nkra nsuoja Kobe stone boy mo yesi be tax na 10% ye be ni nyina de afiri ho na nka ye busa o mse eja na daroma etisen na nso nyame adom so yensa anka no yento akase bonuso
ye to so na ensamo a MPP ene de ese de kila aka no wo mo twere ensam ne ba ye se o mbegina fa enti efa de ubo ana kasebo ene de bent monte yase
se unze we na ebebu wom se mpelifo se ejabofo
ene de ne nam ho paso
se enu ana se MPP fo no ko lunch omo de ti yaye mo mpa se NDC fo so de ne ba ene so yigiremu se ya ti ye chefo mu kire nyoma adwenye se bia unze wo afia ye beto abem kaboso mbe miensa baka se na ye beto abem na manyuko ba konkwan nsem na mo kasa no de ama na ko basa ne se enu apɛ ena MPP godom trimu poedi e won kratem tero ne yedu so no nyame aduma minim se enche NDC fo so me de be omso de omde baba to omso de omde ba ye be sine kosuse ya se de be ya e be balanced
you Eti kila chiremu sano na yene animdifo ewo sikasemu mu baako Professor of Finance Osawo University of Ghana Professor Godfred Botpin yepese ne no edi nkomo wo eto ho nsɛm a Dr. Baumia eka ye no mu yenko ahoma no so na yehwese yebenya finance professor and economist a wone Professor Godfred Botpin. Prof Peace FM Suni Mahai. Hello, Prof.
Hello, Pacho. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Prof. Me Pacho, what is saying?
Yes, I do. I'm Pacho Monso any chief for you now.
Radia dum ya ho ye pa. Ya dase no bre wie yo. You. Prof, ayi MPP manifesto yi mu na Dr. Baumia wa ani say. Damba se Ghana for the steer ne man no be mampani a. Bibi to say levy obeye free ho. Wakasa e dia fa betting tax obeye free ho. Obema tax amnesty. Na ewie wadaro ma wani diemu. Ye hia wadwenkyere ebasa e won faso e mo man ni sikasem ana e wo haw e mo man ni sikasem.
Yo, but what dem da se pa say manifesto nema Dr. Baumia Akan die ye need to say even though the state has one basic function to collect taxes, the state does not run on credit. Abayin biya or memu biya na bayan oji taxes. Na sa taxes no or the aye in Myanmar development na the ade. But in yet tax biya na ye introduce. The fact said the country needs to generate more tax revenue is not a justification for introducing certain tax handles. And as a Ubekaya 2 years ago or so, ana MPP are buying. Kase Omube introducing e-levy. There were quite a number of economists, well-meaning Ghanaians, who advised the government said e-levy is not the way to go. Now say ukaya those days are not discussing e-levy, no? They were putting e-levy side by side with going to the IMS for a program support. And here can say the e-levy is not a substitute. Apart from that, say ushe the direction economy no air corner. Especially for this government that has highlighted digitization as a flagship intervention, is contradictory for that same government to introduce a tax handle. It's contradictory. And it is just proper. And my considered view, actually, is that regardless of which party wins next year's election, e-levy will not have a future. So it's not only about Dr. Baumia who is talking about abolishing e-levy. The NDC is also talking about it. The independent candidates also have their own views. Ghanaians generally, if democracy is about the people and is for the people don't want e-levy. So regardless of which party wins 2024 election, I personally don't think that e-levy has a future in this country. So I think that it's in order that Dr. Baumia is talking about it. I think the other bit also is that I want to believe that it is not that easy for Dr. Baumia to be talking about abolishing e-levy when actually his government was the one that introduced e-levy against all well-meaning advice. It's amazing. So I consider that to be a bold step. But that together with betting tax, amnesty, you will say is the right thing to say. Whether they will be able to implement it is another thing. Unlike the other political parties, for Dr. Baumia, the issue is not so much about promises. We know he is very good at that. I mean, right from 2015, 2016, and even being in government, that posture hasn't changed that much. But I think that if I had my own way, I would suggest to Dr. Bawumia that he should not just wait and win before he does something about e-levy and some of these things. I think the issue he is dealing with right now is credibility. Whether Ghanaians can trust him to actually implement these promises that he is making or he has made and he would make going forward. I think that is where the issue is. The issue is whether people can trust him and whether Dr. Bawumia has given enough Ghanaians enough basis for them to trust him that, you know what, hand the steer to me as the main driver, and I'm going to steer or drive the car safely to our destination.
Okay.
If I had my own way, I would say that Dr. Bawumia has some level of influence on the party right now and even government.
Okay.
It would not be out of proportion for him to initiate some of these measures whilst they are in office.
Okay.
It is possible some Ghanaians will consider it to mean that you are doing this to deceive us because of the election. But you would have done it anyway. Because the reason I'm saying so is that it is not clear whether if Bawumia moves from being a mate and sits behind the steer, he will actually walk his talk and talk his walk. He should initiate that now. And a good platform to do so will be the 2024 budget, right? It's going to be more or less an estimate, a 2025 budget, right? Because of the election, they will not present a full year budget, probably estimate for the first quarter. I think he should initiate that. Even if he doesn't win the election, it will go down in our records that Dr. Bawumia took steps to implement some of his measures even before the election. We need that to be able to assign some level of credibility to him so that he will not be known for the promises he makes only, but the fact that he's also a man of action, even when it does not favor his boss or perhaps the government where that he's part of now. So those are the tricky issues. I want to believe that Dr. Bawumia means well, but that is not enough.
Okay.
If you look at the manifesto and the things that he has outlined, this is what Dr. Bawumia is known for. Forthright in terms of the policy direction and all of that. You can't take that away from him. Implementation has been the biggest issue. And I want to believe that if MPP should lose the 2024 election, they would have lost the election before they elected their flag bearer. Because if you look at some of the things that Dr. Bawumia is talking about today, these are things that his own party, government in power, have deliberately imposed on Ghanaians that they are seeking another 4-year term to reverse. That way, that does not bode well for governance and leadership.
Hey, Prof, wadarwa mejwanu siye, eba nhihye na ban ne ye ne beat say e-levy, betting tax ne ade a wo kan ya. Eno na enkrofo so beka say Dr. Bawumia so gina koti aka say we driver's mate. Eti say we mate a wadwuma nko na we driver wadwuma nko eti ebia eno nti ena ma ne nsusuye no a ebia nka ye popular ene enkrofo epe de enkrofo pay amemu amade eye unpopular ene ba ebegie adwa eba sanso a yaka sen ene fa ho.
Well, Dr. Bawumia finds himself in a very difficult situation, much more difficult than any of the candidates going into the 2024 election. That is how I see it. Okay, having been part of this government, for which the government that has taken, you see, there are some decisions be on one. Ubetimi take decision. I'm not for cancer, unpopular, but it is necessary. E-levy was both unpopular and it was unnecessary. That is how I put it. It shouldn't have been done in the first place. Even to the extent that they were almost cake, birthday cake, with e-levy on it. From every angle, e-levy shouldn't have been on the table even as an AOB, let alone an agenda item. Because when you mention cancer, Osha e-levy introduced here, essentially 2022. If you look at the revenue that has come in 2022, and the fact that it did not help us in not going to the IMF. We ended up going to the IMF in an ambulance. If you look at the revenue that we've been able to collect from e-levy to date, vis-a-vis the embarrassment it has caused government and the hardship it has brought on Ghanaians, I want to say that it was not the right thing to do. Not only that it was unpopular, it was unnecessary.
Prof, Yadasio. For Professor Bobkin, Godfred Bobkin, a finance professor and economist, University of Ghana, and a Wajibre and Yakase.
And the Moko Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Penny so a political science lecturer, Chazo Chichenia, among some and wo chre. Now, the day and Dr. Amache Boateng was say, hey, Dr. Baumia, and some no Kayina Minini to bit my. Na MPP amanyukwane na ewo gina omudimu kra no apre tumi no bosha wo mo share Ghana for ma Ghana for enye omutumi enye omugidie ade tumi sho mo nsa no enye bosha nya no magimadi so na wo be gina kwantia kensem dese ya onyi ni se ba me abetime di nyoma ni nyina so ono Dr. Boateng ade to maame bia ma kwafo anim emra na woni ne twetwe nkomo ewo NIT FM Ghana muntie so ana wakacha Ghana for se Ghana for Omampani Abedreche Alaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumiano credibility issue chese credibility chese se ebia ni mu die no ana ni mu dro no dazu gina se de tie no ehu pa se Bawumia so okasa ti se de na nado danko akufo de di tumi ahya ne nsa intotimi ye de ebeboa Ghana na nso de mu ye emwa Ghana Yentie Dr. Amache Boateng na Okasafa Enra manifesto MPPD to Jano.
There's a gap between talking and doing. Man saying, oh, my money are the things to come up to no so nada. So my money be the things to not to nada. And yes, someone Akan one but about me Akan because America no Kasano one Kasate Opia Onimbe or Peye or Peye me shelling that. Okasa said if you can family no can be away your best sister or manutika samno the economy after taxation to tax and you won't touch idea if you share a hotel or capacity or work out the bay or the bay me share sadly if you find us after more now family they are complete budget or capacity.
Na wo wie no asi nukure ni sabin peduasa enipa dia wasa yi no Dr. Amache Boateng wotoi ayi obi na to duane mani die ne bra wa bo no odidie to wo ya de na nya obaka cho president ya de masa amfa na se Dr. Laji Mahmoud Bawumia ese nya kukuduro cha aka kire Ghana fo se ode asoafo aduonum 50 ene bebu men no e ya de pa onimi se anwuma bia waka wontumi nye but asoafo no so ode 50 ene bebu o man de obo omampani abedi akire obo na baso pa say ya so for 123 abu mine still anye it is about me so betu say him no aso deputy ministers here be ibusumi nsia deputy ministers here omana modeji nche ni nyina obetwetwa mu a ebeboa pa
Professor ya obetimi aye ahia ni bi o ha e be kika abom okwa ase bia department ahu bi o ho enu ti no ahia ni bi o ha na do papa mu na ye kwan a o che o ma misika no ama MPP amanufo o mu akoye asafo adidi o hu bibri na hu yes asafo atemu obetimi aye ngasa yo ha okiti kura.
Ene amuti ye Dr. Amache Boateng eno ka say 15 ministers there Bawumia de ba ebeboa Ebe nipa bebira omodi seat we de ministerial position oboa seat bia ni Ghana ha aya just ministerial position omodi mbo ene be kire
yetwa premtobre kase boneso nano na kane mampeni John Dramani Mahama ede nena si ho se wo bo apro ewofra mantamu ne nkoye no wakwa cheche ne niswade hunu emu bion ede akere manfo ye ewofra enya no pe de o hyase eye de otimi ye wie ansa na wo kro okokakai wo mu ebi de wanwi oja ho agensere penso okoye no okobie ni so ede kire wo mu ene wa kire mu de akere manfo ye wofra mantam no mu se abanye ba empuntuo ben won eye NDC enti wo mo ntonko so nhwa kwan na afi wo mo NDC chidom emankunimdie enye won dia na ebra wo wie aprobo no ewofra no wo boabo ansentwerefo ho nyina no ene won kasaye na ho ene wo hye nsentwerefo ye wo Ghana bose omanfo nim ne dada na memwo penso na yen hye nsentwerefo aniye ya na yen popo nsentwerefo yema won kwan amadwuma sono ye da won abam wo mutimi ye eya ne frenchem enti wo hye won bose se na ban san ba asetena pa na one nsentwerefo tie no ebetuam afei ohaw ne akwansidie ya wo mu hia wo madwuma mu no obehwe na watimi aboho bra yie diaboa na abafem kra ensem one nsentwerefo hia kaye no kakrani.
I think that we must improve how the fund is managed, and there must be more input from the media itself on how it wants the fund to be applied. I think that if we do it properly, it should help in terms of scholarships for media people, short training courses, providing them with the kinds of gadgets that will assist them to be able to do their work. So it's something that we want to look at again. But the best thing you can give the media is to give them the freedom to do their work. Unfortunately, that has not happened under this government. Media people have been hounded, some have run into exile, some have been threatened, their lives have been threatened, and indeed, unfortunately, some have paid the ultimate price, like Ahmed Swali did, and so you can trust that as a person who's a member of the Journalists Association myself, I'm not the kind of person who will hound the media when I'm in office. And so one gift I can give to you is that you'll be allowed to do your work without anybody intimidating and harassing you.
Onipa yatini ni kane mampeni John Dramani Mahama salamat kuku pencil ene diamane boyi ebaye
yeah na jese enche na yebeko constituency watch na yemfa we entwa to na yenko ni nyina ne se Ghana Union Movement Reverend Christian Kwabena Andrews na gares watch empanifo se edu amanfo so a ne aka yanom di amanfo de frɛ Reverend Christian Kwabena Andrews ubodi wei obi anim no unya ka sofu kirabo so masa ha andi anim no na de anja megazi edu amanfo so ane aka yanom se papa na ade tu dwa senk wo sre awrade nyankopɔn akoma so ade ne mpa ebo senk ebetu abai Ghana mpanfo kan yankopɔn kunkum na si opani na za wo pepani adi na yankopɔn kunkum se no se do mu si twa ntro no mo nya o mani yi no enga betu abai wo mutena VAT ma wo kwa hwi kunguran no akowu ne se papa ti ma se mo nye ana de odi fufura bebo mu wo fra gungum no aba atwetwam o se onu nyame adom no obedi mampani a electoral commission chairperson na chairman a obeda no wo betwam se mampani ne bepaw no Inspector General of Police Yerimisa Papa Dr. Kufu Dampare na Redan Kufu Adu ne nya ne mugide di tumi hye ne nsa wo betwam Chief Justice position no eno so omampani ne bodin se ebi ayemfa Magdalene Boache eno so obetimi adan atwam osi sa anwoma no omampani na appoint no ade ba ne se ediketa asehye proye krono ena otan ena de bemem ti won se pani no oban pani pe no asase etuatua ho wankohu na afa ne kon ho to no oba amaji bibia nkenten so we rough no watwitwam yentie said we siche ne nsemu
nyame ye matom ma me ba power ye be ko parliament be sisa ne ma Ajajefoɔ ɛnkɔ asetena wɔn mo ato aba na wɔn yɛ wɔn panyina ɔbɛyɛ judge panyini. Polisifoɔ IGP wɔn mo kɔ wɔn asetena wɔn mo nye wɔn nipa ɔbɛdi wɔn anim. Asogyafoɔ ɛkɔ wɔn asetena wɔn mo nye nipa ɔbɛdi wɔn anim. Akratefoɔ nim sɛ wɔn yɛ akorɔmfoɔ nti ɛna wɔde bɛhyɛ constitution nim sɛ president fɔ na ɛsɛ apɔnti wɔn nyinaa. Bumba yɛbɛhwɛm.
Gumba yebetwam na amunim de nto aka nsem we no na se no nyamfo na se Reverend Christian Kwabena Andrews Chirabosom na wo da awura ne din de Evelyn se wa bonsu o da na di se mami bonsu de nim pa se bra na ba me running mate na fa boa na tumi no emra ye nchen owie no se ono obe president a se ayi obi ye bone kitwa bi yesede ne ko afiase ni yedna kwhyem ansen a ayi etu obi botom yi ne pen eze yede wa court ye kwejeliu oba obehwe se sankrofo no ene ado emu bebuzu zetam odo ko achimdan kwanta wa kwa emunfuo na wodam na commercial farm no de sankrofo ni nyina be
ye be jawo amoko yefuo 3 months ni amo bibi ko fie ko ye juma ye be jano ko ne ko do cashew ko ye we ko do cabbage ko do carrots ko bia manche ye ma 4 months and 6 months uwia ni amo skakra na ko fie ye fo bi en we fiase o be ko fiase a ye ni tumi no man no ensebio enkokot ye be so no na no and ase se the candidate the next year no etesa de be bi o wa ye mfa kokot bi
ani amuti ye eye owura Chirabosom na mekwema nka bi de ono so ni naponi se eyi omampani dada John Dramani Mahama Professor Jenana ena eboni chidomo yoba ena ba mianso napo era nenam anse kwara mafo senke be ya manapo ngasa biom nazimu mo ngasa biom sei o rani me do ngasa na eno a Chirabosom so napo eye Evelyn se wa bunsu Sister Evelyn me ntie we
bidin sheye bi ti se mama enne omune na mabontin so aye wo basabasa ya na ye mawre kosem kese sanse ebinom ye dachi empenifo wo memo wo sen komutumi ye niam bebre so be hu nehia ene adwuma omuntumi ye ntina o mabra kwa ye wo basa sanse ne ma nte no so bebre no so arevin san ye basa abrakra anka onwuma pa bi wo memo a ekombetumi aye abeye dachi eni papa Ghana for the me ka kire mu nyina ne se sabre party mienu yedi wo machi ache ena san kofanso ye nchiri de kwame nkonoma be ye ema Ghana fra ne ntoma pefra ye no oma ye nyina san kofa no eni gumfo umra medi eti ne mora Reverend Andrew abomo ne nko koden ne nje Ghana
we ewura wo no na wotu franka edi aboa Chirabosom ti Chirabosom be president His Excellency Chirabosom na edi ewura Evelyn enso Her Excellency Sister Evelyn ya ye homeso de na so guma samba ko kan no me de me ne ya dwo me nto aba ma no de but me ne ya dwen ne ya me ne na dwen so sebinya sabe ne wom ademe grandma nkan yo erade fambone cheme de omni se unze no waka se enipa eboni kakebe de omunya kogu afiase na omho chire wo no ye de omu yekua ankaba boa wo enyansa samba na papa na kana o ya me de nja me nto aba ma na mo se ne se agungum na o kan na nipa nkwa de me de me mpese nipa bewu
they don't need replace agungum no
agungum ne farm ti what the farm ever be sure
exhibition.
I go Ghana. Every Penada 20th August. Ekopim Penada 27th August 2024. Abatwa komisa. Ebeda abatwa nkrata nedi. Ewo mia ye to abenina ewo mine mu. Every anopa nonso. Ekopim enwumbre no nsiande bia. We akwanya mo bia. So ba kwhye ni din. Ene ne police station. Se bibia ye pepepe. Ena afa so ye behwe se obi a onsem fata din eni abatwa humani mu. Ena afa so se ye beyi omo mafiri mu nyina din. Every abatwa humani mu. Ne science no with the death certificate, burial permit, and now obituary notices. Ebeba near the genus where you mudi every abatwa humani mu. Se wo ho kwan ana watch with this wasa wo to aba. E wasa wo de ID card. Ene wo registration slips ni na kwasa da no. Ana so say obetimi abo *711 *51 hash. Ewa wo telephone so ma wotumi de ahye wo din ene nyoma e fa ho se bibia ya pepepe. Obi a wo ho kwan sa wo to aba. Onim obi a oni ho kwan sa wo to aba. Watro ni din no. Onyi abatwa commission no asutire. Na ninjina so ni. Se nipa ni nya efie du watch. Se onya Ghana ni. Se na dwemu nda ho. Ana se onye nimpa kra o se oye. Ana se bibia o te no enya bia otro ni din sa obeto aba. Se anya bia ye de wo din aka exception ana multiple registration list ne ho a akwanya da ho. Se wo be kire die ntia ense se wo din e wo sa ahoma ni mu. Afei so kayo se abatwa homa na ye beda ne ti no. E be sha se efi Penada 20th August. Ekopim Penada 27th August 2024. Ye beta abatwa nkrata ne di. E wo police stations ni na wo man ni mu. Efi anopa no nso ekopim enwumbre no nsia de bia. Wa batwo e na kire wo dat.
So go and check your name.
So wakoma ho hyehyew ana e bo periperi de broni kan hardware no a e de na se wo ye na se wo yam so atim so e
wo be packing a farmer Martin's liver salt e kira kwan entem ehwie nsu agu glass mo ate Martin's liver salt no ba kwa no na wo de agum
wo be hu se ehuru wa glass ni mu na wanom Martin's liver salt ye won orange flavor ana ba ko so ye plain
wonumu a ho beto nemum edi na anu na ho ntowo a ko hu doctor
constituency watch. Now, yeah, the constituency watch. Yeah, come on.
I'm an drama. Me da se pa ma tanfo enyamenko.
So, ba ku bi ekuta me. O maso na wano ayo dudu krembo dark na.
Abasa.
Yeah, the constituency watch na bana. Ba queen. Wo mo se the luckiest.
The luckiest. Na luckiest no akoya kwanya foforo aba ebe mo watimi aba benyeska na kwan bebre ni papa so watimi di ye de abe ya be mo adi ye ntem a won hyeda mre o de nso bedu omhyehyɛ so the luckiest kise otiri be ye chi obia na star 712 hash star 712 hash o de bo na di nhyehyɛ no so the luckiest and lucky
you back on so techiri
okay the techiri no adwumakuo we dey me hu oyo ya end point we dey papa end point dey say agya yaresa say ya dey be kan ato pa na we dey ma hyehyehye be ma ntime nwunso be ma se boya say kutu eno na mitie abrantie bi adanse na wotwe miensa na nwunso na ya say kutu afi kwado wasi nso yesusu na tre so ene de ma nonom sa ya we die nipa me stress awade mo bi amfa sa ya we na sa wo de ate sa ko end point di no nam say end point unya diru wo pe amane fa prostate cancer kidney ema mo pa wo ba wiase sabi waja to pa jajajaja awone ma enya to pa ne keso ba wu enkwam wona ewo ba mu ni memmemu na ehia ho de ewom no ena de awone ba men kasa ma ne nche end point enim ni free tete the number near 0244 867068 0244 867068 0274 234321 end point eho ene yakwaje ayarehwe kowa na so hotel eyetema community 25 eho ne ewo asenso kumase kronuma bo ahia behind Angels Educational Complex
yo afei se ye kan se wia na ye kɔ constituency watch num ene achiase abato mpesa so apue mantemu ne konkronkro bi te se achima chiase achima prade achimbie bieni achimbieni amnase ostrase akenkansu oforikrom akosommo edimso apamso esikaso na mini besikasu eno ana afofo kwame siaw agrikrom bomuden eno so betwa ena kokobin enkronkro no a ewodin wo ho ne bi eno no ansa ne to aba 2012 ene etwa asampeswa no ite yempeso a ebemu afi 2012 na nipa mienu ekoko gina si agan eyonmunya for Robert Kwesi Amwa MPP ena Dr. Kwesi Achem Apiakubi NDC ena MPP Robert Kwesi Amwa edi nkonim eti woko 2012 numra shebedwam 2016 woko ye nanso 2020 ena onmunya for Kofi Ahenkramafo egi edwa no efri ne nsem ewo MPP krono a edimu nano ebro moko abato na MPP ya odi nkunim ni nya ba oto ye ni nyina ha nchemu aduosia ba ko na echiripo edu ensia na NDC enya ha nchemu aduasa enso na echiripo enwotwe ene enan ye constituency watch for ebisa omanfo ye ho se bohye no a odumunyafo Kofi Ahenkramafo hyehyehye wo mo no omokai bia na
ne boss o say street in crime titu grass also obeye ka so ma be si excuse e jana mai ta e kwan nyina no ka say ye ntuma no obetra so a be hwehwe se ne ma nyina ka so ba bu a chance mai adwuma yem se bi opa se young boys fe okrom ya e benya adwuma na obi are da born brown stay adwuma na da ye hu adwuma wa ya
meti bi so ba ekrom ya memu ewom amoye graduate obebo no mo nya adwuma ye o hyehyehye bo ni beble
Akan bibi se wase enka na nsan ni ya hi omunya trouble bi wa ndi wo me na be siesie wo ye se di me bia no ayokura na akwa ni ade no obehwe no waye ana o de mema contract ase no o mai
boss o so di adwuma ba ne ekuro no e se constituency no wasesa no
na wo ka se oba obeye ya kwan amaye o mama emebu nso adwuma ye o
she wo bebre so oba ya kwan ise achase kwan nye o ko so ase a obotuto to amunemu sa ko ise obedu so ase se
town rules wo she ye bo se oba obe make sure se obe akwan ni nyina amaye ansana ana adwuma sem no so oba obia pupe police akwa ubenya bi upe fire service soldier na ade especially kroma your police soldier baraso ase eno so ye bo sha o mo she ya
ka so ba we o mo school dan o mo market o mo toilet yo so ye de ye hu hwe
o me dem ti se o ka so be bo a chance Islamic school
wei eye bohye no a wo hyehyehye onmunyafo Kofi Ahenkramafo hye de omo kai na constituency watch team ni bi so omo say de hen na watimi aye
de me oba ha mo no na me hu do na mom no say onu oba ha no de me hu ni say o ma yehia otom ni bi a obohu ana say e ma mpanimfo no e bi entuma ne se kai ni ade otumi de ma enu obi na nsan ni ya hi munya trouble bi wa ndi wo me na be siesie
mintumi nkyerese mpi ba de wa ye nyam niman se edwa no na metese wo no wa ye na afi nso omo se odwi ekwan ne ko no ni kuro ekwan no odwi apart from eno no mintumi nkyerese ade we pa wo no ye e wo kuro yi mu da bi ebi nsi
me me hu hwe fm so man dia o man dia ye hu hwe ade titu bia wa mai me dem tin dia na ni tin ni dia metia ne ma hia wa ya na ma yitie ene ma ne me hu ne me bia me hu ade bia wa ya me hu hwe
ani antman de wache na sia krampo be che bi mpenifo be nipa be ye 20 bi wache che o montuma na afi so a chance dwai no so wo boa no musi nto no so ya de wo kakra
a chance bia ni na kwan o du so kakra bet on fa hwe ngo so eno so da no mfuturo kwan me de bet we di wa dance ne market no si na me de mi hu se ono ni fie kwan kla no basa bi market na me de mi di meni hu
no adwuma wa ya mai by the mi ba kwa ni kono ani land ni fie na wa ya lolo kwan bi akodu na no anu bitu a me hu adwuma
oba de wa ye si ya market amai a chance central market we si na uko ono ani kromu bie ni a wasi stores e wo mo market na ni ma mo anama si wasi school ho uko aprade a no so wasi store ho sa akinkasu wasi bi ho sa so far de mahu se waye no no na adwuma na ye kan so no ebi mu ho a o manya chance wuram but said de bosha ne baaye no enya sa na ihu no wudi enim a ye mpaase
sei no manfo hu de onmunyafo Kofi Ahenkramafo aye constituency watch team na koye no so dom hu ye eni
wo achiase abatoɔ mpɛsua so no sɛ ukopie mu wɔ hɔ no mu a ade ɔmanfoɔ no ɛka ho asɛmpa ha wɔ mo ɛyɛ ɔmakwan esanse sɛ wuyi ɛkwantempɔn a efi achem da twam wɔ achem suoduru ɛbɛfa achiase de kopie mu wɔ amanfo pɔn a aban na bɔmmɔden ayɛ no firi hɔ no mu a ɔmakwan a ɛkɔ ne nkurase ne nyinaa bia ni hɔ a wotimi aguso wofa ɛkwan bi te sɛ achiase de kopie mu wɔ aprade afei so achiase de kopie mu wɔ ɔsorase twam de kɔ biani akwan ni nyinaa nya ade sɛ ɔmayɛ ɛne nkuro a ɛkeka ho ni nyinaa uyi no firi hɔ no mu a ade baako ɛsa ɛyɛ ɔmodagye yɛ nsuo ho sɛm wachiase hɔ na ɛyɛ abatoɔ mpɛsua no so no ahenkuro na nkasa no nsuo ho sɛm ɛyɛ ade a ɔmanfoɔ ɛtete ɔmo paa sanse ɔmo kyerɛ mu a ɛnya ade sɛ utimi ɛtwe pipe ɛde kɔ ofie agye sɛ deɛ ɔmo ɛde asisi mantwa a ɔmo tɔn no bi enko a ɛne ebula a ɔmo timi etutu no enu efi hɔ no mu a sɛ wuntimi entu ebula ni bi wɔ ofie dia na kyese nsuo ho nsɛm ɛyɛ den pa sɛ wohwɛ bibi te sɛ ayaresabea ho nsɛm dia ɛno deɛ ɛyɛ ade a ɛnhyɛ da nyɛ ɔmanfoɔ ne dadwen sanse wɔwɔ cheap compounds ɛwɔ nkuro nketewa ni mu ɛna afei nso bepie achiase hɔ nankasa na agenda 111 no aban na bɔ no ho mmɔden asi bi ɛwɔ hɔ no mu a ɛnkyɛ kora na wate wɔn nsa ɛde afi ho afenso sa woni omanfo na ewo achiase abato mpesua no so edi nkɔmɔ a ɔmo kyerema empuntunwuma ɛwɔ fompa empo no so obepie hɔ no mo ase de ɔmutimi to ɔmaba ɛde ma aban a ɔwɔ so no ɛyɛ ade a na ɛwɔ soro pa nanso obehwe mpuntuo ho nsɛm a ɛnyɛ afenso adwuma nsɛm so ɛden pa wɔ ɛyɛ achiase abato mpesua no so no ɛnu ntina ma emabunu ni titru de ɔmo yɛ galamsey ɛne ewonya na soso a na ɔde ate afa baabi na okwa kope bibi de abehwe na busua je yade se enwuma ho nsɛm de yade a ɛda omakoma so sɛ nka aban ne bɔ modin aba bɛyɛ and district one factory ni bi de ama wo ma enka omoni bagye ho yie pa wo edwa ho nsɛm so ukopie mu wo achiase kuro na nkasa mu a ɛyɛ na edwa eba pa titru ni edwa da no na aban no so abɔ ne ho modin DC ne ne MP abɔ mo ho modin esi store ene market kɛse de ama achiase adwadifo na omudi edwa mu a eno de ekonkan pa enti achiase abato mpesua so no ayade a akwan ho nsɛm sɛ de medi nkankan no ɛda omakoma so yie pa isanse achiase kuro no kura na ɛyɛ capital no omakwan street ni mu nyina akwan ni nyina tutu a enya de sɛ ɛhye nkran kra eti wo aprobom ɛwɔ achiase abato mpesua so kwabna fori mama ne bo ɛma Peace FM constituency watch eni
yo eti yensentwerefo ede eno no na team no to ekoso ene omamma kasa yese omo to aba afia ede no mbehwe ede yi enei mrahye bedwani
yakwaye na yakuyafo so wa oni tu ade kokko sem mbabo ya na ebenya enupa na ade aye yedwuma ede ne megina so ato aba ne se obeye makwan yi afensu bebe yet light nduru mehwe se omdi post ebeba ye nhwe benya light nye bedem yetwa nhwe ne ko yefie omba be bibia to eso ama ne atumi akọ mepe obi a obeba na mabu anya adwuma ye ya oba obetumi ya ade aboa ekura ye city ne de amaye
sebiti from anu ne se adwuma ni oman mu emebu no mo brepa mu wie school krapa na so mo nam saa keke galamsey no mo wie school amode ko mu bepto mo so akọ school nto aso wie school no wie galamsey no de ko enti do so obegina mpi wo ye mpeso asi ye peso de adwuma ba na mebu no mo nya adwuma ni bi ye
domba ya ebeto akoma no se mo mfa adwuma emre oman mo ne mebu na yesi so no enye binye
adwuma sem na ye rosu so nye basa achase adwuma bi enia pragan kwa na ye pese wie school a o pe adwuma ma ye se de beto abana mo ya se achase kro se adwuma bi ani ase nti ya na galamsey na e konti se bi adwuma ba ase ya ebetumi ato abana na ya kwan no so no bebre na efa suras kwan so ni na ase nti hia de obetumi aka se beye o start ya ebetumi ato abana ma no
area no aza adwuma na wa ma ya de enya adwuma na tam bia ko ba yatumi anya sika ya ada bia o ba ma adwuma na me ya de meto ama no
be fenze pe mpuntudwuma se benya adwuma ye
ba ku ehia ye pa ye street ya town road so nya papa bako si ana nsuo hu hia ye pa ya wa ha no mo ye dam wo da so mo twi nsu abre peace and this abamba ye okọ ye nsu ne bia ma hada ne ne ma ye hwa nkombe ma ya ebeboa
omanfo ye wa chiase omo asem eni na team ne yese woni mrahye bedwani o sesi onmanyafo kofia henkrama afo bekasa Omo boy omo enya no. Nti da ma bia no se ekwan ba ne ho na woje yenkomo onya ho adaje a de obeka bia no ekwan wo ho a madaroma ye beba betu monim kwabna fori ene de amane ba ye Gladys Boachene Henry Kwasiminka ena eye ho adwuma e wo fie ha se ema me sakan ya bekenkan bremu kasebo no asi akenkan fo a moti yenken me nana ya kunedu menen
nana chenkwana na wonum bremu wode hyekonkron odi ankan kwame yeboa hyene nso senwumakwe ne ta ya chie ye di nsam ne bremu MTN se bebe ko bi onu beko Suzy aba sentence su jane na so keme so be se ya de kuma ne mema de obetu ase e de afri ho pebi to omra from 0247 1111 0246 578750 edem untie eye abaton peso so ayekwa ye nso chema mafo ane yensanka no ye MP ma achiase ono ne asane manso across oluwa ene bohye eno sane achimso aduro so ebohye eno ne kinede Japan so bohye wasenfozu as wo hye bi sa no ono na ekwan ma no ho a wanti ne yankasei ono abo makwamra hu a campaign na ne ahyase no the luckiest egum ayoloto *712# *712# udi ediso mitiri nya no utiri beye wa ha tirana ne nyambebu ya aten onyoma we ho
chacha
Kristo fo na ye bo
chacha ye bo ho de ru no asem we just
ye raise topic we ni ehwe ne de enemy for Bible mo no abeka
we watwa bi da
minim se de ziye no so
tie is yet America
they
Ghana ha na yet
but the God is second share the say American lottery see asofo ma nyina ye bi asofo ma kwafo pastor yi preach na hwensu fifire watwa American lottery watwa party ye be ready topic we one day ne abusa say bet any lotto any America den lottery eno ni nyina no eye chacha yeah kan so ye di hu for and ye di hu bem
be gidis ye di for
so tina o de sere push ma
ma first push ma
jam ya gbe do de ka vle wa
enya ne sa ho uso ade a wo ya wugidi anim no ne ye din
ampa because me da me hu so obi awini America lottery ena wakwa so na makoda aseda pious na woka ena me se me hui ma shabo radio you say ade a me hui no me mfuma no nka
ena ade a ye nim mu no
yes
ne ka de etimi a me ka se omo se
enti omo se
ya me hu firi mu
ai wa ya de se ko fi kumbe se o se me de no kredie eni nyamesuro I can for the luckiest Eddie Amamo. *712# from Bonichame. *712# na akoso. Am point ya endo a ya. Am point say en kan changana for say. Eno so ya die biara. We de yanka so mo say, we de ya say. Ya die biara a etete wo no. Unya du am pointer eto betwa. 0244867068 0274234321 Kaseboy Gladys Boache and Pious Bedu Bansen and the train fidi nachi echinchim fumane ma yen ye Peter Square ontimi ama enne bibinti Peter dueni enu enti abrante e fe na Isaac Opoku enwadwe Isaac Opoku enwadwe ono ana wo train fidi nachi Kojo Hansen na ese ba wadi amani ni openi the great DJ Bosco Papa Bosco obesom na eja obomonyompa enwum ni sia enka bobeba enka bonu sisi pe nana ya kuna du okonte achichide owehwiriye esinachikwa wono ba besom no de asomdwum komo aba owie pe omo de Ghana nyina be hye mensa enne medin semone papa
Tune it in, turn it up.